Should I set it up or just...
As much as you like.
Well, it is the story of how I got my first true typewriter. I took it to a business machine repair, and I handed over my typewriter, and I asked them if they would service it because it was beginning to, it was plastic, it was this cheap thing, and it was coming loose here, and this space bar skipped. And the guy who had an accent looked at it, and he said, "I will not touch this machine." Oh, no, he did not say, "I will not touch this typewriter." I said, I could swear that the sign out front says, "You repair typewriters?" He says, "Yes, I repair machines. This is a toy, a toy." And he pointed over to this wall of typewriters. These are machines. And I walked out of there with a Hermes 2000 typewriter that day that he gave me $5 off. I said, you got to give me a trade-in for this thing. What the? All right, $5, because he just wanted me to.
Now, what's interesting is, of course, that is the plot of this story, down to the $5 discount.
Right.
But when I read the voice of the typewriter repairman, I heard you, because I've heard you talk about typewriters.
Yes. Okay. So this is what he tells to the girl who has brought the typewriter in. Make the machine a part of your life, a part of your day. Do not use it a few times, then need room on the table and close it back into its case and sit on a shelf in the back of a closet. Do that, and you may never write with it again. Why would you own a stereo and never listen to records? Typewriters must be used, like a boat must sail. An airplane has to fly. What good is a piano you never play? It gathers dust, and there's no music in your life. Leave the typewriter out on a table where you see it. Keep a stack of paper at the ready. Use 2 sheets to preserve the platen. Order envelopes in your own stationery. I will give you a dust cover free of charge, but take it off when you are home so the machine is ready to use.
A manifesto of typewriting.
That's exactly right. Who's got a typewriter they know where it is in their home? Anybody have it out? All right.
The book is called Uncommon Type.
I hope all your emails are hacked by Russians.
Yes.
And here's the deal. They will be.
Do you live by that creed?
Yes, I do. I use a typewriter every day.
Really?
Back in the hotel, I had, oddly enough, one of my typewriters up and ready for me to use. I typed a letter to my son this morning because he was home in New York, and I didn't see him, so I left a letter. A typewriter is it's a machine of permanence. Anything you type on a piece of paper is not typed onto a piece of paper. It's typed into the fibers of the paper. If you would strike a hammer hard, the letter K, on one side, it will have a dark letter K. On the back side, you will see the imprint of the backwards K because it has gone into the fibers that make up the paper. If you keep that letter or shopping list or love note or thank you note in a box out of the sunlight and your house doesn't burn down, that letter will last 1,000 years. It's as permanent as words chiseled into stone. And in fact, words chiseled into stone might get washed away by rain and wind if you keep a safe piece of paper. And there's oceans of versions of this anywhere. It can last forever. And one of the things I like to do now, and when people ask me, what could you really do with a typewriter? I ask them if they have kids. And if they have a baby, or if they have youngsters, I say, get out 2 sheets of paper and write a letter to that kid about who they are right now and where you are and what you are doing, and put it away in a safe place. And when that kid is 72 years old, he or she will read that letter, and they will see not only themselves, but they will see their father or their mother. And it will be a union brought about by an object that is as unique as a snowflake. No one else can create it that same way. It is one of a kind, as different as the irises in our eyes and the fingerprints that we have. Now, that seems like, well, what's the point? You could do that with an awful lot of things. But I think a well-written letter that comes from the heart with typos and misspellings and whatever it is still as unique as Andy Warhol silkscreen or a Gauguin oil painting. Or something that was scribbled out by Wadsworth or Leonardo da Vinci. And anybody can do it because typewriters are cheap, man. They're all over the place. You don't need to pay more than $50 for a good typewriter. But if you need it working, you might have to pay $750.
And that's all the time we have tonight. Thank you so much. I actually said to myself, don't get him started about typewriters when I did it.